Hello everyone, today I am here to talk about The Crucible by Arthur Miller. I read this play in high school and I really enjoyed it then, and I actually really enjoyed it now as well. I started reading it because I had read an article online about a newer play called John Proctor is the Villain, and it kind of made me think, is John Proctor the villain in The Crucible? I don't know, it's been a long time since I've read it. Let's go find out. So I went to the library, got The Crucible, reread it. It's still really good. I do, and I mean this, I think everyone should read it because it talks about hysteria, it talks about judgment, it's about greed. It's kind of about things that still happen in our world today. Like, it is a witch hunt, and I know that word gets thrown around today, but it is something that still happens. People are still greedy and people are still crazy and want to believe nutsy things and just do with it what they will, and they will just believe whatever people say without doing proper research and things like that. Like, I read it and it was just so prevalent in the world today, which is why I think it is a timeless play. I think no matter what point in your life you're at or what time period you're from, it is a play that could be relatable to whatever world you're living in, which is kind of scary and kind of sad, but 100% true. So for those of you who don't know, The Crucible is about the Salem witch trials. I mean, it's a highly fictionalized thing, obviously. It's written by Arthur Miller. It was definitely him giving a commentary on the Red Scare at the time that was going throughout Hollywood and America. But like I said, it can be applied to any point in history, to be honest, and at any point in your life. It's very, very fascinating, very interesting. And basically, there's main characters, John Proctor, who, there's going to be spoilers, by the way, so sorry. I should have prefaced with that. He has had an affair with a girl named Abigail Williams, who used to work at his house as kind of like a maid, just helping his wife and stuff. His wife knows about the affair. Abigail no longer works for them. At the beginning of the play, Abigail is found dancing in the woods with her cousin and a bunch of other girls, and that's kind of what starts the witch hysteria. Like, why were you dancing in the woods? What was happening out there? Oh my gosh. And obviously, all these girls start faking things, but it's kind of instigated by Abigail. She is the one who's kind of the head of these group of girls who's accusing people of being witches and things that they've done to them, and it is absolutely insane. So now we're going to kind of get to, because I don't want to give too much away, like I said, I highly suggest you read it. We're going to kind of get to, is John Proctor the villain? And before reading it, I totally thought, oh my gosh, yeah, maybe he actually is, because he is in his 30s, we'll say. I don't know if it said his age in the book, which is my bad for not double checking that before filming this, but I think he's in his 30s. Abigail was 16 when she had an affair with him, and so I was like, oh my gosh, she's taking advantage of a younger girl. What the heck? This is also very much with the mindset of today. Not that it's good. I totally don't agree with what they did. But, you know, it is a play set in the 1600s. 30-year-olds marrying 16-year-olds wasn't unheard of back then at all. So that wasn't, like, necessarily weird. Also, you kind of get through the play that Abigail is 100% like still pursuing John Proctor. She's still obsessed with him. She still wants to be with him, and she will destroy his life if he doesn't let her do that, which is crazy. So even though I think John did a bad thing, I don't think he's the actual villain of the play. I think it's Abigail and also the leaders of Salem who buy into all the BS that these girls are spouting out, because it's clear at the end that Abigail, I mean, it's clear the whole time that Abigail's making things up and she knows it's crazy, but it goes obviously way out of hand. People are, you know, being executed, being thrown in prison, things like that, but she doesn't stop. She just keeps doing it. So like I said, I don't think John Proctor is the villain. I do think he could have done some things better that would have not led to this, but of course that's all part of the plot. Like, if there would be no play, if there was no, like, should I go tell the world that we had an affair and that's why she's doing this type thing, because then I'll be disgraced and everyone will never talk to me again and society will judge me type thing, right? So I get it. Should he still have gone in earlier and told him what was happening, like right when it started? Yes, of course. But then there would be no play. So But yeah, that's The Crucible. I don't think John Proctor's the villain. I should actually go read and see this other play and see how they portray it, because I think that would be really interesting, because I get the aspect that I'm thinking this other play is going from, and that, he was an older man taking advantage of a younger girl. I also have mixed feelings about that. I think by the time you're 16, I'm not going to say, ooh, go after children, but I'm like, by the time you're 16, it's like not okay to go sleeping around with men who are 30, right? Like, it happened in my high school. I'm going to be honest. So, and I'm like, that's wrong. So, yeah, but don't be a pedophile, okay? Like, don't go after young people. That's, ugh. Yeah. Anyway, but that's, once again, like, a very modern point of view. 1600s, that was normal, which is kind of scary. But yeah, that was The Crucible. Thank you so much for listening. Go check it out. Like I said, I feel like it's very, very applicable no matter what time period you're in. It's a short play. It's not super long. It was maybe 120 pages or something like that. And very, very interesting. Very good to see how everything develops. And even one of the guys who originally started prosecuting people realizes, like, this has gone way overboard. Like, this is not okay, but it's too late. He can't stop the ball that's already started rolling. So it's nuts. So definitely check out The Crucible by Arthur Miller. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for listening. Comment down below too. Do you think John Proctor is the villain in The Crucible? Let me know. And if you've seen this other play, John Proctor is the villain, also let me know, because I'd like to go see it and see like what spin and what take that has on it, because I find that just the title I found very fascinating. That's what drew me to reading The Crucible again. So yeah, thank you so much. Comment down below, like, subscribe, share. I didn't think of a question, but that is the question. Do you think John Proctor is the villain? Let me know. And thank you so much for listening, and y'all have a great day.